Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto Chester. I am your host today, Chester, of course. And today we're here to do a nice cryptocurrency show. We're going to be breaking down Bitcoin to start off with for a Bitcoin breakdown. Then we're going to go straight into Altcoin Assessment, and that is where you guys essentially request your altcoins in the chat, and I will break down some charts together. And look for some potential trades for the day that we can be executing, which is always usually positive, which is great. And then once we're done with Altcoin Assessment, we jump straight into Shitcoin Showdown. And that is where we look at essentially Dex Screener, and we look at the trending shitcoins of the day, and look if there's any sort of shitcoin plays that we can get involved with for the week. Obviously, not getting rugged, using our safe checklist, so we ensure that we make profit here. And yeah, there's some really interesting plays out today, and we will be reviewing a couple of the plays from last week as well. And then once we're done with Shitcoin Showdown, we go straight into Trading Tip of the Day, and that's essentially where I give you a bit of advice, trading advice for you to take away so you can actually extract some sort of value from this stream. And yeah, I've been trading and been trading in the space for 6+ years now, so I've got a bit of experience, you could say. So I would like to basically help you guys out, the newer traders out there, of course. But without further ado, we need to look at the alpha daddy, look at the big dog of the crypto space, and that is Bitcoin. So we're going to go straight through into a Bitcoin breakdown. And obviously, wherever you're watching from around the world, hello and welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week or end to your weekend. I did not have a good end to my weekend. I was up all night with food poisoning. Was pretty rough, but hey ho, we move, we're here. So I'm a little bit late to the stream today, but we're still here. It's all good. Bitcoin is still ticking on, so the price is live, so am I. Right. Let's start off here with a couple of hellos in the chat, and then we're going to get deep down into Bitcoin because there's a lot of questions out there today as to how and where we're going to be going. Okay, so starting off with here, Optimist in the chat. Nice to see you on the stream there, my good sir. Very, very good. See you popping by yet again. You are an OG, obviously. And you're saying, why does it look bearish and bullish at the same time? You are not wrong. You really aren't wrong. And we will go through some points. And from what I've seen so far, I hate to say it, but I'm a little bit bullish, man. I'm a little bit bullish, and we will go into as to why. And then we've also got Mindless Musician saying, hello, CC Gang. Hello to you as well. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And guys, if you're just tuning in, make sure, I know some of you can forget sometimes, drop a little like, drop a little thumbs up. Just help out the stream tremendously, showing it to the masses, and onboarding new crypto investors, which is obviously good for your bags. Good stuff. So let's jump into Bitcoin here to start off the week on the 4-hour. We're just looking at this from a sort of a broad 4-hour time frame perspective. So that is going to be the micro. This is obviously what we had in last week here, rising parallel channel, micro bear flag pattern here, and obviously that usually means continuation to said downside. Okay, so we did actually see that coming into fruition quite nicely, and a nice little trade was executed and performed around those areas. Now, what are we looking at today? Okay, in more of the macro scale, the elephant in the room at the end of last week was 56.5. Okay, 56.5 was clearly the elephant, and the reasoning for that is, guys, that was sort of the major level of support that we were sort of hoping for for Bitcoin for an essential bounce here. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. We actually saw new lows get put in for this micro downtrend here, and that is sending us down to around 53.3 there, which is pretty brutal for a low, actually, and that does insinuate lower price action, breaking lows. Market structure is not looking too hot there on the micro, not the macros, so to speak, but 53.3 is definitely not a strong area right now. Okay, it's really not a strong area. Yes, we've had a little bit of a bounce, but this bounce is purely just because we broke 56.5. We set a new low, and then we bounced from any random point, really, because we obviously didn't find support on the area that we were looking for support. So we only naturally need to bounce, find a bit of micro market structure, and then usually probably come back down and test this low again. That's sort of how the micro market structure will potentially work here. And to start this week off, I mean, over the weekend we did see 58, right? We did see 58k, and it was fairly bullish, and the hope was there. But in my eyes, I was watching the chart over the weekend, and it wasn't very stable in terms of a nice structured micro uptrend here. You can see pretty parabolic, consolidates parabolic. It wasn't like coming up, setting a nice higher low, trending up, breaking that high, coming down again, nice higher low. It wasn't like that, guys. So it basically shows instability in the reversal here. So if this was like a nice gentle sort of uptrend here and was maybe less parabolic at the start there, like I said previously, but if we did see that, then I would have been a bit more bullish for a bit more continuation here. But this was sort of expected in my book as soon as we lost the 56.5 again. Okay, now what's happening right now with Bitcoin? Okay, we've got pretty much a bullish hammer stick candle chart pattern there, which usually is bullish. Okay, after seeing such a significant dump, that's why we are seeing really a little bit of a pumper rumper here on the micro term time frame here, on the micro, whatever you want to say it. Hey, I'm tired, man. Give us a break. And that consists of around 2.31% here. Now let's use volume weighted ATR bands. Let's use a bit more TA to really get a sort of a gauge here as to where we could essentially be going here. I mean, the trend line is pretty obvious from this top side here. I do want to get in a few more points here, but you can see it's just genuinely quite an ugly chart overall. We could be falling wedging it here, guys, and that is a bullish chart pattern. And what I mean by that is something along the lines of this. I'm not going to get rid of that 56. I'm going to make it a bit more transparent. It's not as colluding, if you will. Yeah, so as you can see, falling wedge chart pattern is sort of the chart pattern for the day today. And that essentially will mean that there is a level of support down at around 52.7 here if we do see continuation to the downside here, which is sort of expected on the micro right now. I'm not bullish at all from this zone, right? Because micro market structure says we're breaking lows, we're losing key 56.5 levels of support here, and we're setting new lows of 53.3. So only naturally, after losing recent support, we're probably going to trend down and see us test at least 53.3 yet again. And most likely we probably will break it, guys, okay? Probably will break it. Not crazy amounts, okay? Maybe we come down to 52, maybe we come down to 50K, and I will go through the sort of the pocket that we're potentially looking at on the lower term timeframes here. But again, it's Monday. It's very likely the start of the week is going to be fairly bearish. Now we're seeing this sort of micro situation take place. So just to summarize, from a market structure perspective, it does look like we are going to see some short-term bearish momentum to the downside, which is absolutely fine because I'm actually a bit bullish here on more of the macro perspective, and we will go through that very, very shortly, okay? Now, okay, so that's the chart pattern to the downside. That is the low that we're looking for, around 52.7. 52.7, simplicity's sake. I'm going to use that one, actually. I'm going to use this one. Yeah, 52.8, 52.7. Whatever you like, this area on the lower side of this trend line, you can see that we do clearly have level of support, falling wedge chart pattern, and this is what we are looking for. Is this going to be a trade? No, it's not going to be a trade. It's just going to be a target, okay? Just for a little prediction for the price today. If we do see bullish momentum here for Bitcoin, then I can quite easily be looking for a move out of this falling wedge here. It's not going to be the biggest move in the world, probably a couple of % on the table here, and I wouldn't expect this to happen unless we do see. I wouldn't expect this to happen if we do break the low, guys. If we break the low, then I wouldn't expect to break out to the upside, because then that would be a sort of invalidating market structure micro higher lows here, which would be 58.4, and yeah, it wouldn't be that hot there. Maybe a little move here of around 2%. Oh, it's a little bit bigger than that, around 7% actually. So yeah, maybe we could get a move of around 2% up to market structure higher lows on the micro here, but it's ever so more unlikely here if we do break this low. But yeah, that's going to be the targets for today on the lower side here. If we break 52.7, then there potentially is actually quite a clean move down from 52 to 50, okay? And we will go through this very shortly here on the micro, because this is actually a very super consolidatory area, if that's the right terminology there. But yeah, a nice area for a bit of ranging if we can get to here, guys. And we will look at that on the macro very, very, very shortly. If you are just tuning in, whatever platform, make sure you say hello. I'm here. And let me have a look at the chat quickly. So we've got Germany dumped again at the exact same time as the Friday 6:15 Berlin time. Oh, terrible. Yeah, Germany are not being very good here to us. And obviously we've got the whole Mount Gox sort of FUD coming through as well. So yeah, there's quite a few things not good. And here Optimus says, I think BlackRock said to people, you need to sell now so that we can buy cheap and we can make more money in the autumn. That is brilliant. Yeah, I mean, BlackRock, they own over 1% of Bitcoin now. So that is, if that's not telling you anything, then I don't know what is, because BlackRock obviously are the big alpha daddies in the investing world, and they control a lot of industries, right? So if they're looking to take control of this industry, which only 1% of it is, well, only 1% of Bitcoin is obviously a massive factor here. So just follow what the whales do. Buy it up, baby. Just using that as just a pure fundamental statistic there. But yeah, that's sort of what we're looking for here on the micro time frame here for Bitcoin today. Couple of positions there. We've got 2% to the upside, 3.5% to the downside. And in this area, I'm not really favoring anything right now. Okay, volume weighted ATR bands, they're very colluded, very oh, that's the wrong tool. Very sort of, it's just it's a goddamn mess, guys. You can see it. There's no sort of direction here, even on the 4 hour, of what we can get sort of a gauge from these. Usually they're really, really quite good here. But right now it's looking a bit it's just looking a bit choppy, man. Maybe we could try and get a 1% here on the shorter term time frames. If they're going to load here we go. But yeah, you can see it's just a bit of a colluded mess. Maybe a move up to the 4 hour here. 55.4 up to 56, but it's start of the week. You can't really be betting on bullish momentum. As we went through all the statistics there of why we probably think it's going to be coming down for the short term. So yeah, probably not going to be trading in this area right now. Might have a little look at some altcoins, because obviously the bias on Bitcoin right now is obviously bearish, with everything that we've been through, and the short term bearish, and that's obviously going to be having an effect on the altcoins as well, which is good. Just want to jump to the 4 hour and the quantum insight, guys, because you know how I like to trade this bad boy, and the strategy on this is pretty much God mode. Okay, one thing that I do want to say is obviously we have a main anchor here from momentum, sub anchor here for momentum yet again. This would be creating something along the lines of this. Okay, and this is actually forming a momentum divergent. Okay, momentum divergence. These are usually quite reliable for continuation to the downside here. And this is sort of what we have seen. Okay, so from this area coming through, I just wanted to cover this quickly, guys. We're not going to be trading this because it's not all the factors that we're looking for. But you can see when we do see this scenario play out with stochastic coming through like this, with the AI arrows here, it's pretty much, it's not perfect, but it's quite nice for a nice move to the downside there. So yeah, just wanted to cover that very, very quickly. Again, the quantum insight isn't available just yet, guys. Having some technical issues with it and getting it out to you guys properly. And yeah, a couple of issues there, but we will have this available soon, very, very soon. Can't give you dates just yet, but it's very, very soon. And I'm working on like a couple more strategies for it, because I don't just want to give you one strategy, guys, because the thing is about the general quantum insight strategy that we've got, where it's like 7 confluences. If you get 6 out of 7, you can enter the trade at like a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio, and it's around a 70 to 80% success rate. It's really good. Sorry, I'm getting on my Bitcoin alerts coming through. They're long alerts actually. Interesting, and that is the swing package. So the swing longs coming through, and these targets are usually around 1%. Really itchy eye all of a sudden. These targets are around usually 1% here, so maybe that is insinuating a 1% move there to the upside. Interesting stuff. Going to dissect that. shortly. But yeah, back to the Quantum Insight. We're developing like quite a few different strategies because I don't just want to give you guys like one strategy. And yeah, the reason why is because the frequency of how often this trade setup happens, it's not as frequent as I'd like, right? You're going to be waiting days, maybe even a week for a trade here on the hourly, in the 4 hour. And they're obviously super successful, right? It's 70 to 80% success rate, but you don't want to be, the chances of you missing the trades are quite likely, okay? So we don't really want to be doing that. We want better systems, maybe a scalping system in there as well, which we obviously will get to later down the line. So yeah, just building that out at the moment, guys. So please be patient for all of you that are waiting for that, okay? And yeah, I will still be going through it and stuff on the stream because it is pretty good. Jump to the chat quickly. What's going on? We've got Pete coming through. Nice to see on the stream there, Pete. We've got Trade Intuition as well. Hope everyone is doing good. What up, everyone? Yeah, hope everyone's doing good as well. And hello to you. Moving on to Bitcoin here on the macro, guys, because make sure you smash the like on the way in. Love the enthusiasm. Yeah, let's talk about the macro here for Bitcoin, because there's actually a super important point that I was reviewing. The certain scenario of it happening at the end of last week, and this is to do with the weekly candle body close. Okay, the weekly candle close and the weekly volume weighted ATR band. God, my eye is playing up, man. Terrible. And if you are new to the stream, guys, we're streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon UTC +7. So at the moment it is 6 a.m. in the UK. If you are watching from there, but yes, let's carry on with the Bitcoin here, and let's talk about what I was just talking about there. Okay, so as you can see, let's jump to the weekly, because this is the super important point here. We were discussing the idea at the end of last week of us coming down, testing the volume weighted ATR band on the weekly, and then bouncing, and then closing the weekly above the 12-hour here. And you can see that has happened. Okay, that's happened. And we've closed above the weekly on the macro overall, okay? Which is, it's bullish, okay? It's bullish. We've tested it. We've closed above it. Excuse me. We've closed above the 12-hour as well. We are now 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be our 5th bearish week in a row if we close it at this area, guys. So 5 bearish weeks in a row. Usually you see a bit of bullish momentum coming through. So that's one thing we can take away from it. Do I think that that we're going to have insane bullish momentum right now? I think it's quite unlikely. I do think it's quite unlikely. I do think that we actually sailed down here now that we have lost pretty strong major levels. And the major levels that I am talking about here, we've got obviously bull market barrier coming through, guys. And if you are waiting for your altcoins, we will get through it. Just put your altcoins in the chat. Put your altcoin requests in the chat, and we will get to them, and we will break them down together and potentially find some trades today. And again, if you're waiting for Shitcoin Showdown, usually on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, we will be getting to that very shortly as well, right? But yeah, 55.5 is the price right now. You can see bull market barrier. We have lost that. And usually, guys, when we lose it, it's pretty much a bloodbath to the downside after seeing such a strong bullish momentum. This happens pretty much every single cycle here. So usually it's a bit of a bloodbath, okay? So we basically, I mean, look, every single time it's ridiculous, okay? So essentially we need to be cautious and vigilant here for the bull market barrier and the lows that we could potentially be setting in. In terms of the pocket, okay, the pocket that I'm talking about that we should be vigilant for, and we will flash to the daily quickly, because you can see these areas here. I know there's a lot going on. Hold on. I don't want to scare you guys off here. So you can see here on the daily that we've got this massive upward sloping parallel channel, okay? And then obviously the average pullbacks throughout the run is around 21% so far. Why is this important, okay? It's important because we have now fallen back inside of this massive macro chart pattern, which is bearish, okay? And we're basically breaking lows in terms of the micro market structure. What does this mean, guys? It means that, one, we're likely to see continuation to the downside, or continuation to the relevant market structure point, and that is 50 and 52 here. You can see on the way up here, okay, on the way up from 38,000 all the way to around 53 here when the institutions started really buying after the Bitcoin US ETFs. This is the consolidation period that we had. Okay, this point, this is the ranging point that's super important for the next sort of week or so here for Bitcoin, and where we can make a lot of money. All right, and that ranging period is between 53,000 and 50,000. Okay, so set up your grid bots, whatever you want to do. Now, this is just a super profitable range in my opinion. When we come down to this level, I don't see us really losing 50k. It's very unlikely, and you can see 53k does hold a significant amount of resistance. So if we are going to consolidate here in this area on this macro pullback here for Bitcoin, this is perfect. Okay, and the reasoning why it's perfect: weekly volume weighted ATR band, daily volume weighted ATR band, that juicy, lovely pocket that we've got there. It's very likely that we sort of head down and then we just skirt around here, creating a little floor for Bitcoin, if you will, and then we see us take off back to the moon again. Okay, so that's sort of what I think and what I would like to happen for Bitcoin, because there's obviously ample amount of cash to be made there, especially for altcoins as well. If we do see Bitcoin like start to consolidate in this area, which I do think is super likely, then what we probably will see, the more Bitcoin consolidates in general bullish market structure for crypto in general, if Bitcoin is consolidating, altcoins are in sort of a price discovery phase. And that means altcoins like Gala, Render, Fetch AI, Ordinal Tools, if you will, Matic, these sort of big dogs in the space, Jasmy, there's quite a few of them that love a bit of price discovery, right? So if Bitcoin is consolidating in that area, it's quite likely that we're going to see some quite nice recovery, some price discovery recovery moves for altcoins. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely something to really be looking out for there. And obviously we need to look at Bitcoin dominance and all these other things. I think it's like 63 or something at the moment, not too sure, but it hasn't fallen out of that massive macro uptrend that we're waiting on for the alt season to start. In terms of the alt season actually beginning, guys, end of October, in my opinion, just basing off previous facts here. Now, we do have obviously the US elections coming through. If the US elections are positive and we do see Trump get elected, then obviously I'm not English, right? Do what you want, support either side, don't care. I'm not going to get into politics here. But what I am saying is, I'm going to start a riot in the chat. But what I am saying here is Trump is obviously bullish on crypto. And I think it's probably for votes and stuff, but there's talks on people saying that if he gets elected, it could start a little rally here for Bitcoin. If that is going to happen, bullish, guys. It's going to be super bullish for us, right? So yeah, it's going to be sweet. So it's definitely something to be looking out for there, and he's doing pretty well in the polls as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I mean, that's going to be Bitcoin today, guys. Just to summarize, we've got a couple of positions that we're waiting on. Nothing too crazy here, a couple of percent here and there. Really aiming for the lows to come down of around 50,000 to around 53,000. I do expect quite a violent bounce on the daily volume weighted ATR band, because we actually haven't had that for a really long time. Well, in this run, just in general, guys. And if we look at previous bull markets and bounces off this, just FYI, it is this little green guy here. So if we're looking at the previous halving, 2020, okay, you can see obviously sideways price action and then bullish momentum, sideways price action, and then the whole basically market just started to explode here. But the real valid point is, once we saw the high of the bull market get put in around 63, 64 there, and we came down to test the volume weighted ATR band on the daily at 29. Look at how violent this bounce was, guys. It's super violent. This happens pretty much every run here. So it's you can see 35% to the upside. So super bullish. So what I'm saying here is, if we do see a big crash for Bitcoin, where is the volume weighted ATR band on the daily right now? It's sat at 51.5. This is going to be violent. It's going to be a big bounce to the upside, which we should be taking clear advantage of. And what is likely to happen, because this is quite it happens pretty much every time. So it's usually probably going to be really fast, guys. So just be prepared if we do dump violently over the next few days or so, breaking new lows here for this trend, then the bounce will be violent as well. Just for your information, don't forget about a nice big juicy long off 51. Didn't mean to rhyme it, but it's what it is. But yeah, guys, that's going to be a Bitcoin. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Oh, just quickly, actually, I did want to show you guys the quantum insight here on the weekly as well, because this is super important. If we look at stochastic, guys, right down at the super lows, okay? So it's basically ready to explode in terms of bullish momentum there. We've got, what have we got? We've got money flow trend line coming through. As you can see, obviously we have broke that to the downside, so unfortunately that was a bit of a bearish sign, and that's why we have seen money flowing out of Bitcoin most recently. But one thing I am looking for right now is actually a momentum bounce, okay? The momentum bounce is looking like so, and that is lining up pretty nicely for the end of this week, okay? So again, if we look at the end of this week for a momentum bullish bounce here for Bitcoin, stochastic crossover to the upside, it's looking like that we could potentially find our low at the end of this week, okay? Find our low this week. So with that data, we can be looking at Bitcoin on the sort of the macro and looking at this pocket, and what's likely to happen, guys, boom, massive dump to the downside, finding that low of 50,400, and then we moon. No, then we probably consolidate for a little bit. We bounce, probably consolidate around this area, and then we moon again, right? That's sort of what I would be looking out for there, and the low that I would be putting on the chart here is going to be 50,400, right? That's going to be the low, in my opinion, okay? In my opinion, not financial advice, all that good stuff. Moving on to some Bitcoin liquidation levels for the day. That one, this one here, you can see liquidation levels for the day is absolutely super high, up at around 58. There's nothing really any lower than that, so yeah, nothing really too much to worry about, unless you're short from 58. Unless you're short and your liquidation's up at 58, right? Be prepared for that. But yeah, let's move on to altcoin assessment. So I'm going to be reading the chat here while you guys are requesting your altcoins in the chat, and then I will be breaking them down together. And guys, if you are new to the stream, make sure you drop a little like. Drop a little like on it. That helps us out tremendously and helps us show crypto to more people, if you will, right? Okay, let's look at the chat here. We've got Trade Intuition saying Ondu. Let's have a little look at Ondu. We will have a look. And Sergio saying Jasmy. Let's have a little. We're going to look at Jasmy. Cryptochester, first time here. Loving your TA. How long have you been trading? I've been trading 6 years. 6 years in crypto, but I did stocks and forex before that for probably not actually too long. It wasn't too long. It's probably 6 months to a year. Doing stocks and forex, and it wasn't my full-time thing. I wasn't like financially free. I was still doing a 9 to 5 job at that point, so it was more of a hobby, like trading in the evenings and in my spare time, right? Not as an actual job. I was a plasterer on a building site, right? The hell on earth, but yeah. Then I went full-time crypto after a lot of education, but yeah, 6 years, man, 6 years. Let me know if you disagree. Indicators, I like clouds. You see what you want to see. Indicators only tell you what has already happened. Agree, disagree. Hype in the chat. I think it's interesting because you've got like live indicators and then lagging indicators. So yeah, you can get a lot of, for me it's more I use as many indicators as I physically can, right? As many as I can, as most valuable as possible, because that's like with the quantum insight, right? This indicator, it's got maybe 6 or 7 indicators inside of it that gives sort of a broader picture of everything, because the more data you have, the better sort of idea that you can get in terms of a prediction. Think of it like the analogy that I sort of use for trading and indicators and data is, if you think about betting on football or soccer, wherever you're from, you want to be betting on the team that's going to either win, or you can bet on to lose or whatever. But it's a data game, right? You go back into the data of who's won previously, who's lost previously, look at the scorecard, who's scored the most, Like, is their defense good? You look at all the players, you look at their setup, you look at everything, right? You look at get as much information as possible, and then you place your bet, right? It's exactly the same with trading. But we've got more data. We've got more indicators. We've got more things that we can potentially be looking at, right? So, yeah, obviously we do have the corruption and all that market manipulation side of things. But the analogy is like the more data you have, the better it is, just like gambling. And trading is essentially intelligent gambling. Every indicator is lagging except price. Agree or disagree? I mean, if you can get an indicator that predicts, then you're in the money, right? But obviously they're super, super rare. Yeah, I guess you are right, but you can get indicators that weigh up the data and then predict it. So I think I actually have one. Hold on, let me see if I can find it quickly. And it basically paints the chart, right? Yeah, it's the AR forecast, right? So you can see here, this actually predicts where the chart would be. I've got it on the right thing. Yeah, it predicts where the chart should be going through all of the TA, through calculating a lot of different things, support and resistance, like moving averages and stuff like that. And you can see, actually, this 55 coming down, it's looking like that we would see some resistance here, and then again off the 200. So it takes an average, and it does this across all time frames, right? So you go to the daily, show you what it thinks is going to happen on the daily. So yeah, it's like, it's not super reliable, but again, it paints a picture of what could potentially happen. And yeah, it's essentially not lagging because it's painting it live, right? So it's interesting, but yeah, it's an interesting one. I look at this, but not all the time, because it can be quite colluding. Because obviously, when you look at it, it's like, oh, it looks pretty good, right? We're going to come down. We're going to test a couple of moving averages. You can see momentum is dying. That means the price is going to retrace a bit. We're going to retest. We're going to bounce off the 200 EMA here on the 5 minute. It's looking like we're going to come down. It's looking great. So yeah, it does look really good, but it's not right all the time. Okay, so just like TA. So yeah, can't really rely on it. But you were so young but so knowledgeable. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Also do a lot of business stuff as well. I'm deep into marketing. I'm part of a few different crypto projects and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been an entrepreneur from like early 20s. So yeah, got my hand in a lot of different pies, learning a lot of different stuff, right? Because trading, right, is like, not mastered it, but it's 3-4 hours of my day at this point. Like, I do my TA, do my streaming, educate some people. That's what I enjoy about it. And then I move on to all my other business stuff, which I heavily enjoy as well, right? So yeah. Let's move on. Loving the TA, BRB. Nice to see someone enjoying it, right? But yeah, let's move on to, I mean, this is Altcoin Assessment, guys. So let's jump to Ondo to start. And don't have that on this watch list. I do have it. Good stuff. Up around 2% so far, seeing a nice little move to the upside here on the 5 minute chart. I'm going to get rid of this painting indicator. It drives me insane, right? Right, let's move that. Okay, so let's start off on more of the macro for this and get rid of what the hell all that is. Just some old TA. It's not looking too bad at all, right? I will actually be recording something on this, guys. So if you just bear with me, I just want to prep the chart for that video. A little bit of a rising wedge scenario coming through. And again, guys, we are streaming cross-platform Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here. We might be changing the Wednesday stream here because we might be taking a little dive into X Spaces here and looking at sort of branching out and bringing you guys on and doing those sorts of things and getting you guys sort of more involved. And I can talk about some of my live trades and stuff like that while on Spaces, because like every day, like I sit in like a live chat room anyway, like, and just talk like while I'm working on my other projects and stuff like that. So if you guys are sat at your desks all day, then we can talk crypto, we can talk about anything. It's just a nice chill environment, right? So might be doing something like that on a Wednesday instead of a Wednesday stream, but to be determined. And for yous that are wondering, ginger and mixed berry tea today. Good stuff. after food poisoning last night, it's a bit of a risk. I did have my protein shake this morning, like, shouldn't be having this, but can't lose the gains, right? So, but yeah, let's look at market structure for this. We got a high pullback and then a pullback. We haven't broke that high till this point, so the significant pullback from here to here. Haven't broken another high, so we actually haven't got any market structure high or low point just yet. So right now, this low will be the unconfirmed high or low market structure. Interesting. And we will be doing a video on this, so I will be getting that ready right now. I'm having ginger and lemon tea. Nice, nice, good stuff. Trade intuition back, catching up on the stream, no sweat. Watch it at like 1.5 and you'll catch me up. I'm here today to give you an update on Ondo, or Ondu, however you want to say it. We're going to be breaking this down from a technical analysis perspective. We're going to be looking at market structure, we're going to look at potential trades, DCA levels, price predictions, some nice, good, cold, hard TA. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So starting off with market structure, for this asset, you can see that we do have a low put in at around 17.6. You can see the most recent higher low after that was 19.8, and after that you can see these yellow higher lows that we've got plotted in. The reason why this is super important on the macro, guys, is because if we swing down, even if we swing down another 33% and respect this higher low market structure point at 55 cents, we're actually still in a bullish market structure trend, essentially. So what that means is, unfortunately, you're not going to like what I'm going to say if you're bullish on this asset, but we could swing down 33% and still be bullish, okay? So just take that into consideration if you are trading this from a spot perspective. Your bags can fluctuate quite a significant amount. Now, look at macro trend lines. The next thing you can see from this point, you can see massive levels of support coming through. That trend line coming all the way up, pretty much exactly where we are now, resting with the volume-weighted average true range band on the 8-hour. This is going to give us some momentum to the upside here. Okay, that's the first thing that we can see. Quantum insight, super, super low as well in terms of momentum to the downside. Overextended downside momentum usually means bullish momentum to the upside, okay? So that's another reason why we could be looking for a bounce here. Stochastic, super low as well here on the daily. Looking like there's going to be a bounce to the upside there as well. So overall right now, guys, this is on the macro looking pretty bullish, okay? For the continuation to the downside here, probably would be looking for a bounce off the 7 SMA, and that is currently priced at around $1.02. If we can bounce from where we are currently now up to that point, it is a 10% move. We are going to be breaking this down here on more of the micro time frames here in a second, because this position is looking pretty lucrative, profitable. Looking pretty nice overall, okay? So let's get a few more things in there and let's see potential entry points. Have we missed it already? Because obviously it is already seeing a nice significant bounce here. But yeah, there's a couple of points that we can really be weighing up here. So we are going to be doing that together, okay? So let's jump down here to the 4-hour and see how we are reacting here. Okay, so we've got whale buy signals coming through here at this level, which is interesting because, again, near enough a bullish hammer stick candle chart pattern there. Bullish hammer stick. I can never say it. I always say it around the wrong way around. But yeah, hammer stick chart pattern there. And you can see that this usually means bullish momentum after seeing such a significant move to the downside. Looking at micro market structure here. Micro market structure is one to really be weighing up here, guys, because it's not what I'm doing right now. I'm just drawing in some TA. But to really be weighing this up, if we're looking at essentially a nice little low here for this, coming down here, setting new lows, as you can see, and then again, setting new lows yet again. The real pullbacks that we're looking for are situations like here. And as you can see, resistance, resistance again. So what are we potentially looking at now, guys? That's formed essentially a falling wedge. Falling wedges, they tend to usually break to, you guessed it, the upside, baby. So there is going to be a nice little potential move to the upside here from this zone. And that will be a breakout of this resistance, okay? So yeah, it's looking pretty good overall for a trade here on Ondu. I would be favoring a trade before that. okay, I would be favoring a trade before that. Just looking at the macro weekly, or is it macro daily? We're looking at the macro daily there for that initial move to the upside here. And it's kind of lining up quite nicely. I do want to see how reactive we are on the 7 SMA. And then I want to see a candle body close above this trend line, okay? Or above this horizontal that we've got drawn in. So if we go back to previous price action, and then this is just what we have seen so far. So I do just want to highlight this line. For simplicity's sake, we're going to turn it orange, okay? So we can all see it there. Orange, we're looking for a candle body close above that and see how reactive that can be, because the first piece of data that we've got here for the short term, it's quite a nice bit of momentum, again, bouncing off this trend line, okay? So let's just jump back in history and let's see here. Again, I don't know. This is purely speculation at this point. So let's have a little look. First candle body close sees a nice move up, consisting of around a 4% move to the upside there, okay? So let's bang that in as a potential high there, and this could be a potential range that we're playing in. So we've got one candle body close there is good. Two, another one here, really nice and clean. Move to the downside after that candle body close above that line. Still, we did follow through. Again, this area is interesting for a bit of a range here, but after breaking it to the upside, it does look like break it to the upside, didn't quite get it there, but it does look like usually this is sort of the touch point that we could be looking out for there, just on a general average, guys. So what does that tell us? It tells us that there is a potential move here between this area worth around just under 5%. Just south of 5% there. So that could be split up into 4 potential TPs there, and we could be using this as a potential trade setup, okay? And this is purely based on the fact that we've got macro bullish signals coming through. We've got bullish whales buying at this level. We've got momentum from this area looking really strong to the upside. We've got the 7 SMA. If we can clear that, you can see momentum to the upside from there. I think this is looking good, guys. It's looking quite clean, okay? So what we were looking for here is going to be that 4-hour candle body close above the 7 SMA and above 92.6. And then there's basically a nice clean 5% trade up. I'm not saying blindly go for 5%. You're probably going to get wrecked here if you don't split up your TPs. Market manipulation is the thing in crypto, right? We need to be vigilant for that. So stagger those take profits and look at that for a position, right? Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Go do your own research, all that good stuff, right? But yeah, that's going to be an update on Ondo today. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Drop a like if you got some value here. This is going to be a trade that I'm going to be weighing up today. Super happy about that. Let's call it a day there. And if you're new to the channel, drop a little sub and you're never going to miss one of the uploads. Peace. Okay, so that is Ondo done today. What do you guys think about that in the chat? Trade Intuition says, Ondo is a good long term. Don't sell, just buy more. It's only a loss when you sell, just buy. Funny stuff, man. Here Optimus says, I'm drinking a forest fruits tea. Nice to see it. Love to see it. Got a little herbal tea gang coming through on the old stream. Don't want to give back the 30%. Yeah, don't blame you, man. Don't blame you. But yeah, definitely a nice trade here, guys. It's looking really good on the macro for a nice move to the upside. Again, confirmations for the entry is going to be around this sort of area there. But yeah, overall, Ondo looking pretty favorable. Let's have a little look at what was next. It was Jasmy, right? Jasmy. Nice TA. Appreciate it. And Trade Intuition, as you said, you are new. If you do want to join the Telegram, we've got like 250 members, really tightly knitted family. We've been here for like 3 years, grinding it out together. It's a really nice sort of family spot if you do want to join that. Because essentially you've got pretty good energy on you. You'll be welcomed with open arms. There's quite a few of the OGs in the chat that are in there already. Get rid of this dirty TA and get some fresh TA for Jasmy. I called it Jasmy for so long. It's my terrible dyslexic English. Right, let's move on, and I'm gonna do a video on this one as well, guys. These do perform really well because Jasmy's got a super strong community. But I'm gonna lower the energy, lower the tone because the voices are straining a bit, I feel. Okay. Where are we going to start today? Interesting. Okay, let's get rid of... I'm going to keep that. I want to get rid of the volume width TR bands to start this off. Road Dog Crypto coming through. What's up? What's up, man? Hope you're having a good day. Good start to the week. Obviously, I know the charts are nuking a bit, but you know we're here for it. We know we're here for it. And if you guys haven't checked out Road Dog Crypto, go check him out. Amazing trader, amazing streamer. Do love his channel quite a lot. So yeah, go check him out, guys. Highly recommended. But yeah, let's start off this update here for Jasmy. I'm here today to give you an update on the one, the only Jasmy. We're going to be talking about Jasmy from a technical analysis perspective, breaking this down, market structure, moving averages, indicators, potential DCA areas, potential trades here on the macro, the micro. Let's just get into this, guys. So starting off here on market structure points for Jasmy, because that's obviously a really good point to start off with here. You can see all of the higher low points we do have currently plotted in here on the left-hand side, and these are very important because this basically determines whether we're going to be in an uptrend, a macro uptrend, or a downtrend. Okay, so right now you can see the most recent higher low that we've actually got plotted in is all the way down at 14 cents there, but 1 cent 4. Okay, even if we're above there, even if we're above here, guys, 38% to the downside, we're still in a bullish market structure. Okay, so just keep that in your back pocket for a bit of information there, because this guy can fluctuate. Okay, it can fluctuate. Jasmy sounds more of a woman, so this woman can fluctuate, but the chart at the moment is still on a macro bullish trend. Okay, talking MAs, talking some more in-depth TA. Let's get into this here. You can see from the higher high that we have set a most recent price action. Obviously, charts have been nuking. We are seeing a pyramid shape recovery, if that's what you want to call it, in vertical V shape recovery to the downside here. Absolutely fine. Not too worried here. I'd be more concerned if we lose 1 cent 6 here, guys, because as you can see, the momentum from this area is super strong, super bullish here. I would say, after seeing such a terrible drawing, such a large consolidation period here, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Jasmy actually comes down here, guys. Comes down, breaks the 200 EMA, and just sort of does it again. Okay, I really wouldn't be surprised if it does it again and sort of holds this market structure throughout this sort of mini crypto winter that is predicted here for especially altcoins, right? With Bitcoin dominance going up still, it's quite likely that a coin like this will probably not send to the moon just yet, right? It needs to follow the alpha, the big daddy in the space, and that is obviously Bitcoin. So we are probably due a bit of consolidation here, and we are due a bounce, guys. We are due quite a nice bullish bounce. So around my target for Jasmy in terms of a buying area would be at 1 cent 6. Super easy, super predictable there after seeing such a strong continuation to the downside here. And if we are going to be looking at Fibonacci from this move here, we can simply do something along the lines of this, guys. This is going to be the high-low market structure to the high here. And you can see Fibonacci points here, 0.5. If we lose the 0.5 in terms of the Fibonacci retracement, usually that's the confirmation that we're having the reversal of the trend. And as you can see, we've lost that pretty cleanly here for that retest again, and heading further to the downside here. So this is the confirmation that we're looking for that bearish momentum to the downside to continue. And yeah, the catch point, the bounce point here is going to be 1 cent 6. If we don't bounce there, okay, that's the question. If we don't bounce there, guys, then it's absolutely fine. We can just be DCAing from a spot perspective. There will be a futures trade at this level, like, it's pretty much guaranteed. Look at the momentum there. It's super clean. We've been trending down for too long here on the macro. We need a bounce. So there will be a futures trade here for probably 3, 4, 5, 6% potentially from this area. So yeah, that's going to be nice. And also there's a spot DCA level, right? Usually when the charts are nuking like this, you're still in a macro bullish uptrend overall on the macro. So you can expect that you can essentially DCA all the higher lows. You can DCA all the higher lows as you're coming down here, and you will. And mind you, this is a long-term strategy, guys. You will make the money back in the future. Those would be the buying points, because usually at these high or low levels, we can violently bounce and continue the trend, guys. So as long as you're buying these little levels here, these little pockets, you're going to be making money here on the macro. So yeah, that'd be Jasmy overall. If we are to see a full-scale market recovery right now, how much money could you make just buying this to the high? Not the all-time high, but it's nearly a 2x, guys. It's nearly 100% there. It's pretty crazy stuff. 88% up to the high here of this run. Do I think that is achievable in this market currently? No, because Bitcoin does look bearish on the macro overall. Well, not the macro, but the micro, it does look bearish. Market structure for Bitcoin is down to 38. So don't think we're going to get there. I think we'll get to 50, and then we'll bounce. But if we get to 50, guys, it will be a violent dump, and that means essentially Jasmy will dump as well to around this area. Okay, and then we will see that bounce. So what can you get from buying that area? That's money. That is money. 178%. Oh, I got that a little bit wrong there. Let's just line that up. 173% up to the previous high, just buying that level that we just discussed. Nearly a 3x on your investment, guys. 2.7x there. That's money, okay? That's a really, really nice trade, okay? Can't complain there. But that's sort of what I would be looking for here for Jasmy for the sort of long term. And in terms of selling that level, you're probably like, oh, why are you going to sell the high? Because if we look back at previous history, and these two very, very strong resistance points here, you can see we actually get slammed right back down here. I know macro bear market overall, guys, but it's definitely going to be a point that's going to be reactive for downwards momentum. So guess what? There's no harm in taking profit. So I'm going to be taking a nice juicy amount of profit and then probably DCing at a lower level after that. After that resistance has played out, essentially. But yeah, that's going to be it for the Jasmy update. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Drop a little like if you could. Helps out the channel. And yeah, if you want to see more of the updates, hit the notification bell and you're never going to miss one of our uploads. Peace out. That update felt a lot longer than it was. Let's look at the chat quickly, because I see you guys are having a nice little conversation there. Good stuff. Seeing that the dollar has been kicking my ass, yeah. I actually made a good call. I sold a lot of Solana. Like, when was it, yesterday or the day before? It was really, really strong. It was super good. Just to watch this the right way around. Don't know why that went the wrong around. But yeah, Solana. Let's jump to Solana quickly. Yeah, you can see this is the sort of short position we were looking at there on the previous stream here, and you can see that we would have hit actually 2 TPs off the bat there. Good stuff. But yeah, let's get rid of that for now. But yeah, we obviously saw a massive move to the upside here for Solana over the weekend. It was super, super bullish from this low to the high, up around, well, moved 20% here, guys. And I just kind of looked at the market. It was, I don't know, it was kind of a, I don't know what it was. It was a little bit TA, but it was kind of like the market sentiment as well. I was just like, you know what? Solana just banged at 20%. Like, I'm just going to cash in a bit of Solana here. And I cashed in a bit more than a bit, and obviously dumped down. So I was like, yo, paper, good stuff. Ooh, Solana, says Mr. Miles. Funny. Cylinder, nice to see on the stream there. Mr. Miles coming through. Of course, let's have a look at Casper for you. Goes without saying that, right? And then we're going to have a look at Casper, and then we're going to have a look at Shitcoin Showdown, which is a new part of the show where we pick apart shitcoins. Yeah, Casper right now sat on an important trend line, actually. And this does trade really well just from a general intraday trading perspective. It's yeah, it trades really nicely, actually. So might be a momentum move to the upside there. I would be looking to clear all major moving averages before that, with the 7 SMA in digressionary stance, 21 coming down as well, digressionary. That is actually bullish. So if you can get a nice little candle body close in this sort of area, just basing off MAs right now. Momentum coming down, stochastic at a low on the daily as well. Obviously, it's going to take a few days to come into fruition here, but That's a quantum insight bearish signal on a 4 hour. Which has played out pretty juicy. I say. 7-8%, yeah, it's probably over. So that's pretty good. Momentum probably coming down a bit more when we see that low get put in. You can see when we see super lows here for the momentum, usually we see a nice big move to the upside, okay? Usually what happens, low getting put in, move to the upside, another low getting put in, move to the upside, okay? So if the low gets put in again here, then we're likely to see a move to the upside. That long I'm talking about would be over all major moving averages on the macro and coming into the micro timeframes as well there. So let's move on to volume weighted ATR bands here. See if we can get some data. Some data, baby. This is obviously super bearish at the top side here when we see these consolidate together. Usually huge resistance there. You can see the further apart they are, the less chance of you getting rejected. You usually always do get rejected in the end, but you can see when they're together, it's like a really, really nice trading setup there. Right now, we're still super far away from all major volume weighted ATR bands here on the macro, so can't really be using them as a gauge. I could just change to the hour for the second to see where we are on the hourly. 60 minute there, 60 minute there, yeah, so can't really get that much information from there. I mean, the 15 minute and the 30 minute will probably be sat in this pocket, and we'll just be using them as take profits if we do go long from that point. But again, a couple of breakout scenarios for this scenario. And you can see this lines up nicely, bro. This is good. So yeah, this would be the next sort of trade setup for Asper, in my opinion. Depending on how you want to frame it. And obviously depending on the TPs, etc., etc. It could be a nice little, maybe probably a 1-to-1, like if you want to be an open book with your stop loss here, because obviously Bitcoin's a big fluctuation donkey at the moment. So yeah, that would be the entry. Nice move up to the upside for around 1%. I can see that coming through. I can see that. Obviously, basing on the fact that we close above all major moving averages here, and we have the breakout scenario here on the sort of the micro. So yeah, looking pretty good. I like the dancing pug. Yeah, gotta love it. Right, let's move on to Shitcoin Showdown, guys. This is where we pick apart some shitcoins together. Shitcoin Showdown. Yeah, I'm just gonna have the remaining contents of the tea, which is stone cold now, FYI. Not great. As you can probably tell by my expression. Guys, if you're new to the stream, please drop a like. Does help us out tremendously in terms of the algo. But yeah, first coin on the radar today is one that we did review last week and was called Landlord. This was sort of the bullish bunny, the bullish asset that we were looking at last week. Chart looked good. Actual effort on the project looked good. Can't remember when we were reviewing this. I think it was around this level, around this. I think it was 2.7 mil to be exact. And you can see from the 2.7 mil, it ran up to around 22 mil. So it was quite a clean 10x. If you guys did get involved with that from last week's stream, well done, good stuff. Clearly, that's over now. It's back down at 2 mil. So yeah, just a reminder to jeet your bags. No, I'm joking. Just take profit when you would like. We're all in this, and this is something that you don't need to be naive about, and you don't need to be like stressed about, because like a lot of people, they join these shitcoin projects and it's like, don't jeet, don't sell. It's just like, bro, we're all here to make money. Like if I'm in profit, I'm gonna take some money. Like 99% of projects go to zero, then 99% of your investments will go to zero too. So it's just like you got to take some money, right? And if you are one to like, I don't want to sell, I want to hold this, I want to send it to the moon, etc., all that, just take your initial out. And then you're in a risk-free position, right? Super easy. And yeah, then you're chill. But yeah, if this project is going to moon, if it is, this would be a lovely buying area. As you can see, it's still trending number 2 and it's 78% down. So someone knows something that we don't. Let's have a little look. Mr. Mars says, coffee equals life. Been drinking some lemon water. Ondu 40x, good stuff. Legend has it that traders that drink coffee have on average a 38% higher success rate than traders that drink tea. Interesting. Where's Fish Guru? Sitting at his computer saying, "I told you so." Interesting stuff. Right, let's move on to some other altcoins. And let's try and find like a decent project that we can be eyeing up for the week. This is called Not SEC. Not security. Okay, I guess it's a play on it not being a security. And we've seen a bit of the SEC meta over the last 6 months come in and out of shitcoins. And I've seen a lot of coins do this. I actually looked at this coin prior to this stream, and it might have been that high actually. Yeah, it was pretty high, and they didn't actually have a website. So this is actually a new website that they just got an alert saying it created 1 day ago here. I'm not going to accept anything. And the website is basically saying launching soon. So yeah, that's not great. But I guess they're just trying to to build a bit of confidence in the project here. They probably didn't expect to do this well, okay, to be sat at 2 mil market cap. But usually with projects like this, guys, they probably won't last very long. I'm going to be taking a miss on this one. It's not really something that I want to get involved with. Not this high up in the chart anyway. And like as I said, we were looking at this. Well, I was looking at this before the stream, and it was a lot lower in price, and they didn't have a website, so it was a no-go for me anyway. So yeah, just going to skip that. Next one is called A Pepe Community Takeover by Ben.eth. We know Ben.eth on X. He's got quite a substantial amount of followers there. Don't know if it is actually him, but if it is, there might be some room in the tank here. But we know these crypto influencers, guys. Some of them can be trusted, some of them can't. We see a lot of rugs get promoted and stuff like that. So who knows? I try and stay clear of a lot of lot of projects that don't actually have like a full dev team. It's one of my rules, because that's how you make the most money, right? With this checklist that I've created here: bullish chart, active devs, a good content strategy, visible marketing budget, team sell-offs at a minimum, high liquidity, locked or burnt, trending, Dex tools, Dex screener, and obviously Soul Trending and other platforms as well. Usually a reflection of the marketing budget, and then also the amount of effort spent on the project. So right now, Angel Pepe, there's no website. It's a community takeover. It's at 2 mil market cap. The chart's not bullish. It's a no-go. It's a no-go from me. Why would a meme coin need devs? It's not that it needs devs, but it's like the terminology, like is the dev here? Like, is the dev still in the project? Because usually devs come in and out of the meme space, and they just farm, right? They farm tokens, they farm liquidity. And a lot of people get wrecked, and that's why you see a lot of community takeovers happen, because the dev leaves the project and the dev's just a farmer. So when I say like the dev is present, I mean like the dev is still there and still active and still running the project and being there, essentially, right? Can you peek at Jake on Sol? Sure thing. Jake on Sol. Sure thing. Why not? Let's have a little look. Just looking at this quickly. Horrific. Not involved. I guess it's the landlord sort of meta, right? This character. But yeah, let's have a look at Jake. I do like getting shitcoin requests as well, guys. So yeah, I usually just go on the Dex tools, Dex screener trending. Jake the dog. Oh yeah, it's number 5. But yeah, I do like taking requests as well, guys. If you do have any sort of meme coin requests, please put them in the chat and I will get to them. Jake seems interesting because the banner image doesn't look like it has anything to do with the actual DP of the dog, right? The creative Doge left a long time ago, but isn't Doge the meme with the biggest market cap? Yeah, you're not wrong. This is Nukem right now. You're not wrong, Mr. Miles, but that's like 1 in a million exception, right? Like, I mean, Shib, all of them got, like, a lot of those guys are still there. Even Pepe, right? The Pepe team, like, I think they abandoned the project, and there was like a whole thing coming out about the scam of Pepe. And when it's at that substantial level, it does take legs of its own. But these projects, I'm talking sub 50 mil market cap, maybe even sub 100 mil market cap, without a good sort of narrative behind them in terms of memeability or whatever, they will probably go to zero, right? That's essentially what I mean by the dev side of things, right? They probably will go to zero. So it's just one of the things on the checklist that is important, because a lot of projects that, if say for example, it's super easy to find. If we go to a project like this, Jake the Dog, sorry if you're super bullish on Jake the Dogs, I don't want to fudge your bags, but chart looks terrible, and we probably go to the Telegram here, like, is the dev still here? If the dev on the fact that if the dev isn't there, and people are like, no, the dev's gone, it's community takeover, it's at 215k market cap with no dev, no team, no budget. It's very high that this is just a farming project, and they've promoted it. They've paid for Dex Screener in terms of trending. They've paid to update the socials on Dex Screener, and probably done the same on Bird Eye and Dex Tools as well. And that gets you an initial community, initial investment, and then you just sell your tokens. Well, the dev just sells his tokens and abandons the project, and makes profit on the liquidity that he's locked in the project, right? And then it's just like, it just runs on its own, and without, I guess, strong meta, strong community, and budget, a lot of these projects fail, man. Like Brett, great example. Brett on Solana. It's not a failed project, right? It's not completely failed. I think it's like 3 mil market cap now, but this is yeah. So you can see Brett on base is the alpha here, but Brett on Solana, this came out 6 months ago, 2.2 mil market cap, super bullish. It like exploded off the bat, really good here, and then it was a community takeover, right? And then the devs, obviously the devs abandoned the project, and it was a community takeover, and they did, I'm not gonna lie, they did pretty well. They were jumping on AMAs, and I was watching it, and they had no budget. They had no budget. They didn't have a lot of structure, and you can see now that you can see the charts pretty much just fizzled out into nothingness. But then what happened? Brett. So after all of the GIFs, all the graphics, all the memes, the image of Brett was out there, and it was super public, like Pepe. And like if you search Brett on Giphy or any of these like animation sites or anything like that, right? Brett fills that search section. So what happened? A new Brett launched on base with a team, with a budget, and they essentially colonized their whole content strategy, everything that they'd built on Solana. It's the same thing. They can just use it on Brett, right? They can just use it on base. And now if you look at Brett on base, it's billions. And it was in a short amount of time as well. You can see market cap 1.15 billion in the space of 4 months. So it was like, and this is, yeah, so Brett essentially took over and stole everything, and you can see it just absolutely mooned off a cliff. Currently at $1.15 billion market cap, whereas Brett on Solana, which was first, was at 2 mil. It's a 2 mil market cap. And this is the same thing that happened with Pepe. So Pepe, there was actually a couple more Pepes. There was a few Pepes before the initial Pepe, like the $1 billion one, right? So yeah, this does tend to happen, right? But it's all about that checklist, having the team, having the support, having the budget. And with Brett on Solana, they actually made a multi-sig wallet, and people were donating into the wallet, and they had a little community takeover team that was running it. But you can see it just didn't get the traction that it should have, because they didn't have the budget behind it. But yeah, anyway, enough about that. NX coming through nicely on the stream there, brother. Hope you're having a fantastic time. Yes, sir. What happened to Jason? Yeah, it's a great question, man. We're actually going to go through that. I'll go through that now. Because Jason is wrecked right now, but it's still actually super bullish in my opinion, right? And I will show you as to why. So market cap and the chart does look terrible, okay? It does look terrible. The team is still there. Yeah, the team is still there. Let's just get to the macro here. Probably see some filthy TA here. Let's just get rid of all that. Yeah, so the chart does look terrible on the daily, right? But we are currently hovering on a floor, which is bullish. Finding this area, you can see we tested at 4 or 5 mil, and this is usually what happens with projects. And the reason why this is still bullish is because Jason himself is still heavily endorsing this across his platform to 150 million people, and they have made quite a few announcements here that they're using this as one of the main onboarding things for crypto. And it's going to be they're creating their own show for it that's going to be put out on Jason Derulo's all of his socials. And they're using sponsorships for the show to do buybacks on the coin. And at the moment, Jason was on Telegram with us on video chat, and he was basically saying that he at this point in time, he gets $1.2 million for a sponsorship on his socials. Not crypto-based, but Walmart, all these other big corporations. So you can imagine the amount of money that could be flowing into this in the next sort of month or 2 months or so. And they have said a massive announcement's coming on the 15th of July. And there's rumors that he's going to be a Binance ambassador. That was one of the big things that one of the devs sort of leaked. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'm still super bullish on Jason. I think we probably will see lower prices. It's getting quite a bit of FUD overall from the crypto Twitter space, and Jason kind of let loose on Twitter last night, which not great. But yeah, he was calling out some of the big dogs in the space who've obviously been around for a long time. So that's obviously causing a bit of FUD on the coin just in general. But I think the overall sentiment for a project with this chart is still bullish, okay? Just because of all the things that they have in the works. Usually what happens, and what we have seen happen with many celebrity coins here, guys, is the project gets abandoned. At this stage, they'll just be like, nah, we're done. Like, it's a 7 mil market cap, all the way down from 35, 40. Like, we're not gonna like mess with this anymore. We're done, okay? They're not doing that. They're actually doubling down, tripling down on everything here. So usually see this happen with billion-dollar coins. They come right the way down and then they moon. So yeah, I'm actually super bullish on Jason. I will be DCAing into this the lower that we go. And yeah, I think it's definitely one to watch, guys. And it's kind of like you're probably looking at this like, dude, like, look at this chart, man. Your hopes and dreams right now. But I really hope that I'm right, okay? I hope that I'm right. But it is what it is. And again, Jason's like the 15th most followed person on TikTok. 15th most followed person on TikTok in the world, right? It speaks for itself. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on from Jason. Please also do Sol with a cheeky long-term prediction. I did a little bit of Sol, man. I did a little bit of Sol earlier, and that was on the Altcoin Assessment. So you'll have to catch it Wednesday. But yeah, overall, Sol is bullish, man. It's bullish, Sol. But yeah, let's look at what is the next coin. I do want to find a coin that we can sort of look at today and for the week, guys, because obviously it's Monday. I want to find a decent coin that's not just a farming project. CTO, buddy. Yay. Massive, almost bearing a golfing candle there, so I'm going to stay away from that. Don't like CTOs at such a low MC. Mount Gox, interesting. I mean, just look at this candle, man. That's just terrible. That's just clearly team sell-off. Nope, I'm out. Not messing with that one. De Pepe, 67k market cap. Ruggedy rug. No, thank you. Water, and sometimes we might not find a project this early into the week. Water's at 30 mil market cap. Which, no. How? Right? Okay. Skipping that one. It's clearly some sort of pre-sale or something like that. Scooby. Yeah, I heard someone mention Scooby in the New Money Network discussion group, actually. Over the weekend, I think it was. Or they DM'd me. Yeah, Scooby. Yeah, they were saying that this coin could potentially be doing really well. And I think we saw a 7 mil market cap there. 1.5 mil currently. So, yeah, I mean, chart looks terrible. V-shaped recovery. To the downside. So yeah, not getting involved with that. I mean, overall, guys, like just looking at general coins for the market right now, they're not looking great at all. Oh god, I'm gonna sneeze. Good. No. Oh, excuse me. Apologies. Right. Yeah, and I did a pretty aggressive food poisoning last night, so yeah, probably recovering from that. Yeah. So overall, we're not really seeing these trading alerts, man. We're not really seeing that much in terms of nice coins to be getting involved with. The meta that we're seeing today is still like weird little dogs. Okay, you can see Boppy, you can see Buddy, you can see Jake. Usually this is looks a bit like a farming meta in my perspective. Yachts, we saw that last week, I'm pretty sure. Usually when you see a coin that's been out for a few weeks, it's actually a good sign. 159k market cap. Looking like it has found some sort of floor here over the last sort of 12 hours. Might be a trade here. Not like a long-term play, but there might be a trade here. To have the chart recover after this usually probably means a community takeover scenario, CTO. But we actually looked at this last week, and it's a 12-day-old website. Pretty sure the website was better than this. No, I'm thinking of a different project. Yeah, and that's trash. I was thinking of what was it? It wasn't Billy. No, I don't know what it was. But what's Billy at? It's got to be at 128 mil now. It's sort of 168. Yeah, I actually did something on this. So all the way to 1 bill is going to be 6x. From where it is now, it will be 7.6x. Interesting. But yeah, this is it's if you're looking for like a long-term meme play, I think this is kind of a chart you can't really go wrong with, guys. It's super bullish overall. You're at 129 mil market cap. Obviously not going to make like stupid amounts of money on this on the short term. This would just be like a long-term play. Remember, it still can go to zero, but this coin's been around for a long time. The community is super strong. It's super bullish. It's a contender to whiff. It's quite likely that we see this hit $1 billion market cap in the next run at least, right? Which could be next year. But yeah, definitely one to watch, in my opinion. But yeah, that's kind of it from the shitcoin side of things, guys. Unless you've got any requests, some shitcoin requests that I can look at, but right now it's not really looking great. Answer meme online learning by exponential networks said just had 0.05 on it. Got initial out and have 0.02 moonbag lol. Scared to bet anything on this. I think in this Solana coins beside Bonk. Yeah, I mean there's a few out there now, but nothing's really crazy. It's just seems a bit stale right now. Like there's nothing. Like, and you guys know I'm not like the type of guy to be jumping into 60k MC coins, right? Not about that. Like I haven't got time to be sniping and all that stuff. Just not that thing. I mean, I know there's stupid gains you can make there, but it's more like I just haven't had the time to educate myself on sniping and all that stuff. So it's more the reality of it. This doesn't look bad for a 10 mil market cap. Chart doesn't look good. Doesn't look too bad. Sorry. Clearly found a floor at 4.7 mil. Just about to break ATH for Dougal. Website is pretty cool, actually. Dougal is king. Yeah, I've nailed this, man. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now it all started. Yeah, this is cool. This is a cool project, man. You can see, and again, this is a reflect. I know it's hard for you guys on vertical to see it, but you can see how the time spent on this project is a reflection of the MC and the chart itself. So people will be looking at this and be like, yeah, it's a decent project. Like people have spent a lot of time on this. See, there's probably no crazy sort of sell-offs. There was a bit at the start, but smooth recovery for a very long time, actually, after that low got put in, which is bullish. This looks like influencer calls, and community building is probably happening right now. You've got liquidity is well over 10% of the MC, which is sort of almost a 3x from what we sort of look for here. So that's bullish as well. By Matt Fury, I guess, don't know if that's BS or not. I know Yeah, I don't know if that's BS or not. If it's true, then it's super bullish. But yeah, that might be the play to watch out for 2 or 3x this week, guys. Is Dougal. I just clicked on Buddy by accident. Yeah, overall, that's probably the best thing that I've seen so far today. Obviously, it is Monday. It's Sunday in a lot of places, so we probably haven't seen a lot of people wake up here. But and a lot of projects get launched for the week, because you're not going to launch on a Sunday night, are you? No. But yeah, going to be interesting to see how this plays out today. So yeah, that would be yeah, I'll be putting a call in the group, in the New Money Network calls group, if you guys want to go check that out. Basically a free Telegram group you can join, and every week we put in a couple of calls based on the projects that we're going to be jumping into from Shitcoin Showdown, essentially. So yeah, want to go jump in that? You can, completely free, link is in the description. And if it's not in the description on the platform that you're in, then go to YouTube and have a little look there, just quickly, because we are going to be ending the stream very shortly. I'm jumping on to some trading advice. That is going to be the next section of the show. Trading tip of the day, something you can take away for your trading journey. And yeah, overall, Dougal is looking pretty good. I was going to say Dougal dud, but didn't work. There's no joke there. But yeah. Anyway, let's get rid of that. And let's move on to trading tip of the day. I see Hamilton of Crypto coming through as well. Nice to see you on the stream there. My broski. Trading tip of the day. Some Ethereum longs and scalps on the side there. Okay. This is important. Trading tip of the day today is understanding market trends. You guys know how much I go on about market structure, okay? It's super important to identify and follow the prevailing market trends on the macro and the micro, okay? So that's why I go through the market structure here on the macro to show those super key levels of support, either higher lows or resistance, lower highs. And once you get a gauge for them sort of invalidating each other, it's a really good sort of range in terms of how the price can swing to those levels, because they usually do. And this should be done on the macro just to start you off on your trading journey. One of the first things you should be doing is following the market trends and the market structure side of things. Obviously, there is another meaning to market trends, and we will go into that. And you should start that on the macro. Get your charts completely set up on the macro, because they won't change that often. And then when you're trading on the short-term time frame, the micro, you should be breaking down micro market structure. So for example here, you can see for Bitcoin here, this is obviously the macro, but the macro trend would be obviously bullish. As you can see, super bullish here. So the micro trend here that we would need to weigh up here in terms of lower highs, higher lows, lower lows, all that good stuff, is going to be this coming through from here. So you've obviously got a high, and then we break our low here. This would be the low, this would be the lower high. We break our low again. We would be setting a new lower high at this sort of pullback area here, testing this area, breaking this low again. This would be lower high. So it's understanding that market trend. And right now, this is a micro bearish market trend, setting new lows. Gives you a sentiment on the market and sort of the it's just a piece of data that you need to be using, essentially, right? Now, in terms of another meaning for market trends, it's again the sentiment. Which direction from a fundamental perspective is the market going to be potentially trending in? So, for example, you've got the Mt. Gox scenario right now, super bearish, okay? So, from a general perspective, a lot of the articles that are getting released about Bitcoin are bearish, okay? Again, Germany is selling their Bitcoin onto the market aggressively. That's another market trend, bearish. So, generally, following the market trends from a fundamental perspective, super important. And from a technical analysis perspective, again, super important. So trading tip of the day, understanding the market trends. Okay, that is going to be it from me, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And Trade Intuition, nice to see you on the stream. Do appreciate it. And see everyone later. I will be back Wednesday for a nice crypto show again, and we'll be breaking it all down together. Follow all the affiliate links in the links are in the description for everything that I've mentioned on the stream, guys. And you will get ample amount of value from doing that. There's loads of bonuses and stuff in there as well. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I will be back Wednesday, but for now, it's gonna be peace out. And bye from me, Crypto Chester.